Hello, everyone. I am Claudette Burden, and this is my husband. What's your name? Why do we do this every time? You forget that you're.
Great.
Yeah, this is my husband, Greg Burden, and we are the Lovebirds. And tonight we are on our date night. We talked about date night a little bit the last episode. And tonight we are in an igloo. We live in Anchorage, Alaska, and no, people in Anchorage, Alaska do not live in igloos. So a lot of people in the States sometimes say funny things like that, but we don't live in igloos. Our town had to be creative during COVID with social distancing and dining out. So one of the local restaurants, or a couple of them now, have done it, but have created these little igloos for us to be distant from other people, and we have our own igloo to have our date night tonight. So yeah, anything you want to say before you start?
No, just this new experience for us, so
Yeah.
we're trying to enjoy it.
Yeah. So one of our awesome subscribers wanted us to talk about the 5 love languages and the importance of the 5 love languages in a marriage. So we took a little test, and we took our tests separately, which was pretty interesting what we ended up coming up with.
So maybe can you tell them what the 5 love languages is?
Are.
It's a book.
It is a book. I don't remember who the author is, but okay. The test we did wasn't in a book. It was like a little online quiz thing.
Okay.
But you could tell them what the 5 actually are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 5 love languages are quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and acts of service.
Yeah.
So these are all things that are tied into you and your mate, what you need or want from your mate. So these are the languages that best describe you and what caters to you.
Yeah, and how you perceive love and how you share love. You know, they're like kind of foundational pieces, but not necessarily all you do. Or
right.
Yeah. So we each took the test, and what do you want to share? What you got? What was your top? What was your number 1 love language?
Okay, my number 1 love language was quality time, which I think is very accurate. I enjoy quality time with my wife. I enjoy us getting together and being able to spend time together, away from the kids and away from the dogs and all that, and just spend quality time together. And like we talked about in the other video, our last video, even if it's playing cards or just hanging out, that to me is very important, and it showed on the test that I took that it's the highest of importance to me.
Yeah. And so I ended up with my highest love language, or my most, what would be the word? My most dominant. My most dominant love language was also quality time. And the funny thing is we scored the same percentage in quality time. And I thought it was interesting that it changed, because I know we took it a few years ago and both of us had physical touch. And I think that was probably like 3 or 4 years. It's been a little bit. It's been a little while. And we both had physical touch. So I think it's really interesting that we've kind of shifted and evolved, and now we've got quality time and both had the same percentage. And then our second top was, it did end up being physical touch, and we were only about 4% difference. even on that number of how important it was to us. And I feel like my scores or my percentiles were very accurate as well, as far as, you know, quality time and physical touch.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, I think, too, is the lower one, or the lowest out of the 5 was receiving gifts.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times couples, and you know, you get married and get caught up in, oh, did they get me anything, or what was the gift? What did I get out of this? Materialistic, and sometimes I can shade or take precedence over some of the other ones that are very important, i.e. quality time, and physical touch and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're not hung up on the gifts. Some people are, and that's okay if that's your thing. But the important part is knowing what your language is, and knowing what your partner's language is, so that you can build on that and build together.
Yeah. And would you say that that would be what you would consider the most important thing, that knowing the 5 love languages is to a marriage? Like, because the subscriber, one of their questions was, or one of the things that they wanted us to talk about is the 5 love languages importance in a marriage or a relationship. And so is that what you would consider the important part in the marriage part, is just having that be what you build on, like knowing what it is that your partner's is, and knowing what yours is, so that you guys can build from there? Or is that what you're saying, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think that just knowing the languages, and then like you said, just kind of building on that.
Yeah.
And it's not to say somebody is right or wrong and what their language is, but it's learning that language and learning how to speak that language to your partner.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes, and the gifts don't have to always be expensive or extravagant.
Right.
But it could be, that's what that person needs to feel wanted by you, or appreciated by you.
Yeah.
So I don't think there is no wrong or right in it.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's just learning what works for you both.
Yeah, that awareness, definitely. And I feel like that's what's important too. Like the 5 love languages is a good place to start, as far as like opening up that communication, getting to learn each other a little better, finding new ways to connect with the other person. Like if you know what's their more dominant love language or whatever, you know, implementing that a little bit more in your relationship, but also being mindful to stay communicating and things like that. Because even in the communication, even if I may not come right out and say, babe, I need words of affirmation, you know what I mean? Like if we're communicating and you know what's going on in my life, or say I got a new project or something new with business going on or whatever, we're communicating, and you might know that at that time I might need more words of affirmation at that time than maybe a gift, or you know, something else, you know. So it's a good conversation starter and a good way to connect with each other in different ways, and just kind of get a better idea of you know, how they like to show their love too, you know, because it's like if somebody's if say mine's gift giving, it's not always necessarily that I need a gift from you, but that's how I'm going to be showing you love.
Right.
And, you know, and that might not be your top one, you know, yours physical touch, but here I am. I'm always just like, but I got you a gift. And you're like, okay, that's cool, but I don't need gifts all the time, babe.
Right.
You know?
When we gonna touch.
Yeah, when we gonna touch. I'll get back to that. So yeah, so it's definitely important just to build that awareness, have that conversation, have different ideas on how to connect and show love and have a better understanding of how your partner may be showing love to you, and like you said, build on that, and also be open to it being fluid and changing over time which ones are going to be your most dominant, because like I said, when we took ours a few years back, we both had physical touch as our top one. Now we've grown, things have shifted, it could be even because of COVID or whatever. Now we find out quality time is our more dominant one, and that we're not gonna skip the physical touch part, because it was only like a couple little points less. Like when you look at it, it was only like a couple of points. They're like neck and neck, but that quality time had a little more oomph to it. That we found that foundation, just kind of helps everything else.
Right. And 5 years from now, I might want some gifts. So
you might.
Then that's gonna be my top one. Like, look, I need you to go buy me something, and
then I'll go get it. Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And mine could be acts of service, and then you can just be, cleaning the house all the time. And
I'm already serving out here.
You do serve up the dinner though. You be on it. You cook. Yes, you do.
Not even just the food.
And you drive me because my car is. You're so good. Such a good husband. You are. I adore you. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, they can go right there.
Perfect.
Yep. Thank you.
And then, do we know what entrees we want?
Can we have like 2 more minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Thank you.
We'll be fast. Thank you.
So you guys, we are going to wrap up tonight's conversation because we are going to get back to our date night, but we did not want to ignore our subscribers' request to talk about this subject, and we didn't want to keep you long, and so thank you for tuning in. Babe, did you have anything else you want to say? I see you biting your lip.
No.
You need physical touch? Why are you biting your lip?
I'm good. But if you have any questions or anything else you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment or reach out to us. And you can find it, the five love languages. Pretty easy to find online or anything like that. So,
and to take the quiz, it's easy to find. Yeah, easy to find, and the quiz just pops right up.
It's really, I think, important in a new relationship, even if you're not married, right? Because you're still trying to find each other, you're still trying to figure each other out. This can help bridge that gap.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's all I have, and that's all we have. And like Claudette said, we're gonna get back to our dinner, and we'll let you know how it goes. This is new because we've never eaten here before, so I don't know how this is, but we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
We'll let you know.
Yes. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.
Right, good night. Peace.